The first thing you notice is the complete absence of light. You can't tell if it's night or if the dense canopy of trees overhead is simply blocking out the sky. The cool air brushes against your skin, carrying with it a faint, unfamiliar scent, earthy and damp, tinged with decay. As you sit up, the ground beneath you feels soft, covered in a thick layer of fallen leaves mixed with dirt. You strain your eyes in the darkness, but the surrounding silhouettes of tall, skeletal trees offer no immediate clues as to where you are. Your senses sharpen gradually, but confusion clouds your thoughts. How did you get here? The last thing you remember is. Actually, you don't remember anything, not even fragments. There's no sound of human activity, no distant voices, no rumble of cars, nothing to suggest civilization is close by. The only noises are faint and natural. The occasional whisper of wind passing through branches, the faint rustle of something moving unseen, and the sporadic call of nocturnal creatures. Each sound feels amplified, echoing ominously in the stillness. You try to calm yourself, but the uneasy atmosphere churns in your mind like a storm. When you finally manage to stand up, you're overcome by the sheer vastness of the forest surrounding you. The towering trees seem endless, their jagged branches clawing toward a faint void above. You try to orient yourself, but are unable to locate landmarks. Not a path, not a structure, and certainly no open spaces. The darkness presses in on all sides, and as minutes stretch into an eternity, one stark realization becomes undeniable: you're utterly alone. For now, your priority is simple: survive long enough to figure out where you are and how you got here. But first, you need to adjust to this unsettling situation. As your eyes adjust to the dim light, you begin to take in the scene around you. The dense canopy above allows only faint fingers of moonlight to pierce through, casting eerie patterns on the forest floor. It's a chaotic tangle of towering trees, many of which have bark that's rough and scarred, jutting out in strange angles like ancient sentinels guarding an age-old secret. Patches of fog drift lazily between the trees, clinging close to the ground, giving the surroundings a ghostly veneer. The air is heavy here, saturated with the subtle earthy aroma of damp leaves and moss, undercut by a faint metallic tang that's hard to place. The ground beneath you is uneven, littered with twigs and leaves that crunch faintly as you shift your weight. Listening closely, your ears pick up on an unsettling symphony of sounds. The forest is far from silent. Crickets chirp rhythmically, their calls weaving into the occasional croak of frogs from invisible pools. Above, unseen birds rustle the treetops, their feathers brushing against branches, producing faint, hollow whispers that echo in the quiet. Occasionally, there's a snap, perhaps a stray twig succumbing to weight or something unseen moving in the undergrowth, and each time, your breath catches momentarily as you glance around. Oddly, there's no distant hum of civilization, no engines, no human voices, not even the far-off glow of a town on the horizon. The realization gradually settles in. You are utterly alone here, with only the relentless pulse of the natural world for company. Then there's the cold. It creeps in as a near-physical presence, curling around your exposed skin and seeping into your bones. The wind, faint but persistent, feels like a soft whisper against your ears, as if the forest itself is alive and murmuring secrets to those who linger in its depths. With each passing second, the eerie timelessness sinks deeper. Examining your surroundings only reinforces the isolation. There are no pathways, no discernible landmarks, and certainly no signs of human habitation. The forest sprawls endlessly in every direction, forming a labyrinth of darkness and uncertainty. A chill prickles at the back of your neck as the enormity of the situation sets in. This isn't a place you can navigate with confidence. You are an intruder here, small, out of place, and disturbingly vulnerable. You sit still for a moment, your breath shallow and deliberate as you try to summon clarity from the fog in your mind. The last thing you can actively remember feels distant, like a dream slipping through your fingers. There was light, warmth, maybe voices, familiar ones. But these fragments dissolve as quickly as they surface, leaving you grasping at nothingness. The harder you try to recall, the more disconnected the pieces feel, as if someone pulled the thread of your narrative and left it unraveling in the depths of your psyche. Determined not to let the gap in memory paralyze you, you begin mentally retracing your steps, or at least the absence of them. Why would you be in a forest at all? Did you come here willingly? Was someone else involved? The logical part of your mind demands explanations, but it's drowned out by a subtle, creeping dread. It's as though the silence around you is holding answers hostage, leaving you stranded in the tension between logic and fear. The forest, alive with its own quiet rhythm, seems indifferent to your plight. A rustle of leaves nearby makes you jump, and you begin to wonder, was it real or imagined? The growing unease feels almost physical now, wrapping itself around your chest like a tightening vice. It's not just the blank spaces in your memory causing distress. It's the sense that something is missing, something important. But what? A smell, faint and unidentifiable, teases the edges of your awareness. It triggers a visceral reaction, a pang of something unnameable, worry perhaps, or recognition. In the void left by your scattered memory, your senses seem heightened, almost conspiratorial, as if they're guarding secrets your mind can no longer access. For now, all you know is that being in this place feels wrong, deeply and irreversibly wrong. As the minutes stretch on in the dark forest, an oppressive silence settles, broken only by the occasional rustle of unseen movement. With no external answers in sight, your mind becomes the only place to search for meaning. A storm of thoughts begins to brew, fragments of memories, stray ideas, and anxious questions clash in a cacophony. You start to feel the weight of loneliness in a visceral way. How long has it been? Minutes? Hours? In the absence of time, an unshakable sense of vulnerability emerges, and you realize that the fear of the unknown is as much a battle within as it is with the threatening landscape. Yet, amidst the chaos, a quieter voice from somewhere deep within asks, "What am I running from?" Or perhaps, toward? Fear takes on many forms in the quiet void of solitude. Memories of past regrets and unresolved fears bubble to the surface, transforming the thickening shadow into a mirror of your own doubts and insecurities. The mind becomes a theater, replaying scenarios you thought you had long buried. Did you leave someone behind? Was there something you needed to do, someone you failed? These questions strike at your core, forcing an uncomfortable self-examination. The lack of clear answers carries its own torment, but it also raises an interesting paradox. Is fear and solitude making you question your identity, who you are, or merely revealing what's already there, buried beneath the noise of the everyday? The uncertainty of your situation pulls you deeper into introspection. Survival instincts begin to meld with profound existential questions. If decisions need to be made, where to go, which way to walk? How do you trust your judgment when you can't trust your memory? The lack of trust in your own choices reflects a larger, looming doubt. If you don't remember how you got here, how do you even begin to know what kind of person you've been? Could the path forward somehow illuminate the one left behind? Or is this darkness an endless cycle? It's in this moment you realize the forest isn't merely a place, but a crucible testing the resilience of your inner self. The first steps are a cautious rhythm, guided by survival instincts kicking in. You scan for anything useful in the immediate surroundings, a fallen branch for defense, edible plants for nourishment. Despite the tension, a sense of resourcefulness begins to emerge. The faint rustle of leaves sets your pulse racing, but instead of panic, it sharpens your awareness. Every movement feels deliberate, pulling from a primal mindset to endure and adapt. Then, a small victory, a stream discovered ahead, glimmering faintly in the shadowed woodland. It's a lifeline, offering hydration and a marking point for orientation. Yet, even as relief washes over you, the darker elements of the forest seem to close in, distorted echoes from unseen sources and inexplicable shifts in the air that leave you questioning the safety of your chosen path. Small setbacks demand immediate adjustment. Your footing falters on uneven terrain, sending you tumbling into a patch of thorny undergrowth. The sting of briars is sharp, but the moment brings clarity. Movement here requires precision. As you stand again, emotions oscillate between frustration and determination. Strange phenomena catch your eye. Glowing spores drift lazily from fungus-covered trees. The peculiar sight seems both beautiful and unnerving, a reminder that this forest defies ordinary explanation. If this place has rules, they're foreign, and adapting becomes paramount. You adjust your strategy, taking smaller, surer steps, and keeping a keen eye on every detail. In this way, survival becomes an intricate dance with the unknown, each small setback teaching you something invaluable about persistence and adaptability. As you press forward into the unknown, your foot catches on a protruding root, sending you stumbling to the forest floor. But as you rise, pain shoots through your hand. It landed on something sharp. Brushing away damp soil, you reveal the jagged edges of a strange metallic object embedded in the ground. At first, it looks like a discarded relic, but upon closer inspection, its intricate carvings seem eerily familiar. Symbols etched into the surface ignite flashes of fragmented memories. Images of research notebooks sprawled across a desk, cryptic patterns and maps, but nothing concrete. The object isn't just unfamiliar, it's personal. Somehow, it feels tied to your existence here. Moments later, the silence breaks. Faint footsteps approach from a direction concealed by heavy fog. The sound is deliberate, measured, a contrast to your own frantic movement moments before. You freeze, gripping the mysterious object tightly. A figure emerges from the fog, cloaked and indistinct, their silhouette an unsettling match to something buried in the haze of your fragmented memories. Before you can react or speak, they stop and silently lower a hand toward you, palm open, as though expecting something. It's not an act of aggression. It feels like a transaction, and inexplicably, the metallic object begins to tremble, humming softly in your grip. Then, one final realization snaps into focus. The symbols on the object and the cloaked figure both share the same design. Their presence isn't coincidental, and neither is yours. The figure's hand remains outstretched, while a vivid memory floods back. A notebook page detailing the trial forest, a mysterious location where subjects were sent to confront their deepest fears and unlock forgotten truths. This isn't just a forest, it's part of something designed, something orchestrated. Before you can act further, the figure steps closer, words to explain caught in your throat. The mysterious nature of your arrival deepens as the forest itself holds its breath. If you want more no-fluff videos like this on you wake up in a dark forest with no recollection of how you got there, subscribe now and share this with one friend who follows the game.